Hello, welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And this is Tuesday, the Strength and Swings class, or anytime in the archive. It's week 2 of semester 5 here, where we're rounding out this year with some single arm swings, some cleans, and some squat progressions. So stay tuned tonight for that. We have our kettlebell off to the side. We'll get started with our body weight warm up, and then we'll go between get-ups for 10 total today.
With some presses.
And those progressions as promised. Let's get started with that warm up first.
And we'll start with that body weight, so be clear of your kettlebells. And we'll get to the floor right away here and warming up those ankles and knees and hips as we go. So with those feet in parallel, let's go those knees over toes. From here, make that commitment to extend the hips, cramping the glutes, standing up nice and tall. Repeat again, take your time getting low, but this time lift a single heel up and then place that heel back down and then pull that heel away from the floor, also return it down. Maybe sink down just that extra little bit, then use your glutes and extend through. Then for the final one here, let's get as low as you can on those flat feet, and then lightly lift up the heels to help yourself get a little bit lower, and then place the knees on the floor and extend the hips through. We'll place hands on the floor, landing in that finger, callus, full hand kind of grip, and then from there, really quick at the head neck. Extension on the head neck is forward. The head probably won't be here as you kettlebell swing, but then do your chin tuck, looking between the hands. It also probably won't be here. It'll be somewhere in the middle, but for right now, go back to extension, looking forward, flexion, looking down, and return somewhere in the middle. Then as cues goes for the hands, open those fingertips, grip heavily, screw in from those shoulders at those blood donations, face forward, and then right away here, let's shrug up, as in I don't know, but in our kettlebell class, we know that we should gently pull those shoulder blades back down to the hips. Let's repeat that one more time as we shrug up, gripping the floor, elevating those shoulders, and then find those armpits or lats as you pull down. Then push the floor away and give the hands a little shake. Next, we'll do that 180-degree turn, fingertips towards the knees. Land fingers, callus, and full hand. This time at the head neck, do our side bend, looking at the same place on the floor, but have an ear moving towards the shoulder. And then the same idea, the other side. Consider moving the neck very little, but the head moves upon the neck. One more time each side, ear to shoulder, through the middle. Final time other side, ear to shoulder, and ultimately look back, down, straight, or forward. We're still here. Then at the shoulder blades, squeeze together. That's retraction. Then push the shoulder blades around the rib cage, protraction at those blades. Repeat again, retraction, and then protraction or push. And as we kettlebell swing with one hand or two, keep the shoulder blades in retraction. Then push the floor away, flicker the floor away with a little bit of a shake. One more move for me, it's the fingertips as the original position now, wrists in that extension shape. And then perhaps, as we warm up those core muscles, could we hover the knees? In that hover position, very lightly at first, and without moving, pull the hands to the knees. You might shake. Then press out from center. Feet go back, hands go forward. Repeat that one more series of pulling in together, warming up those abs, and then push away from center, and then return the knees to the floor. Push the floor away with a little bit of a shake. And from here, Lauren is the lunging kind of queen. What's up?
Excellent. Let's warm up those lunges for the get-ups as what we like to do. We'll bring one leg forward into our first lunge position. Let's try to tuck that back toe right away and extend the back hip. Our bowl of punch is nice and level here. Extended back hip, front leg pulling in, just feeling that scissor-like tension pulling together. Then keep that scissor-like tension as we drift forward. And then we'll push ourselves all the way back to tall. Now let's keep that idea, but heel toe the leg open to the side. So the chest and the hips are still facing forward, but the leg is to the side. And then we'll again drift and pulling ourselves over, extending the back hip, and then pushing forward to come back up to tall. Heel toe that leg back to the front. Now let's add some fun times on. We'll start changing the vector force and push the floor forward and back, therefore probably hovering that back knee just off the floor. And then let's continue pushing forward and back in mid station. And then high station. The back hip's extended, the front shin is still perpendicular to the floor. We'll start pulling ourselves back down. Let's get back to that hover. And let's repeat again, pushing forward and back. And then all the way up. This time, could you lift the front heel? Descend slowly, trying to keep the front heel up. And then front heel down. And we'll just zip that leg underneath and repeat on the other side. So first we started thinking about our bowl of punch. We started pulling in the front leg and extending the back hip forward. Maintaining that forward position, we'll drift knee towards over toe. Hip stays extended. Lots of work through that hip flexor. Then as we push forward to stand up tall, to come back to tall is one unit. Heel toe that leg open to the side. Hips and chest square to the front of the room. Pull on that side leg as you drift knee towards over toe. Let's keep that cage down, abs engaged, and then pushing away to come back to center. Heel toe the leg back to center and change those forces. So now we're pushing forward and back. While we do that, we hover the back knee. And then we continue pushing to mid station and then high. Keeping the hip extended, slowly descend to the hover, hold, and then push forward and back mid. High, and this time that front foot tries to leave the floor, front heel, not the whole foot, that would be miraculous. Pull yourself back down, land, heel down, knees underneath, and next we'll get to standing by keeping those toes tucked, rocking ourselves back with or without those hands. Watch the walls behind you. Let's push up out of this, trying to keep our balance, hold, and then keep the knees straight, keep the cheeks squeezed as our heels land softly. Whew.
2 other, or maybe even 3, let me get this right, quick kettlebell warm-up movements. Let's check out a halo, moving the arms but not the shoulder blades. We'll then go into a squat, and Lauren will have a little surprise for that movement after. So with the kettlebell out in front, take a gentle step back, not much more than the reach of your forearm. Then from here, sit in a squat. Tip the kettlebell, take a big breath in, and biceps curl up. From this position, let's just pry open those hips. Keep the big toe heavy, but open up those hips just a little bit with the assistance of the elbows and the weight of that kettlebell behind it. Take a breath, let's do that one more time. And find the middle and stand up nice and tall. I like my base nice and narrow at this point, and picture framing the head. We'll do our kettlebell halo around the head, back to that chest to rack position. Let's do that one more time in that direction. And then same thing other side. Are your abs on? Making sure this exercise isn't taking away your breath. It's a little bit challenging as I'm trying to talk through it, but making sure the abs engaged without clenching. Then take your time pulling down, extend those arms, and come up, as we'll finish with that squat variation later today.
Excellent. Is my surprise bottoms up? Okay. All right. We'll do our quarter turn of that kettlebell. And before we even pick up that bell, let's do 3 warm-up hinges. So just reviewing as we've done over the past couple semesters, but last day in particular, we did our swings and we're going to continue today with that. So when we hinge, our toes are heavy, our shins are vertical, our spine is nice and long, and we have a braced core. Then to stand up, we push down and away and extend those hips all the way through so our cheeks squeeze and our hips are extended. We can do a light punch in the stomach. Let's do it again. A chippity chop of the hips. Hang out here for a second and then stand up tall. If that felt okay, we're going to swing through and end up with that bell upside down. So we use our hinge. We grip close to the corner but not on the corner. Push that weight down first. Keep your hand position as is. Then swing through upside down. Other hands ready. Let's imagine pressing this bell and try that for 5, 4, 3, 2, then back tight to the body, through, and place it down softly. Stand up, shake it out, repeat on the other side. For now, let's keep it to a pretend press, even if you think you could do it. Hip hinge, grip, push down, swing through, other hands ready, upside down. Pretend press for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then tight to the body and place down. That pretend test press aims to just get some tension throughout the body. Fire up those muscles.
Those pipers right there. Got them all. From the warm-up, check in with your body. And if you feel good, let's go right into our full get-up. Use a light weight or no weight at all if this is a brand new exercise. And we'll be adding that press at the top and then descending back down into the lunge and then all the way back up. Lauren, you often started off so nicely. Take it away.
All right. So just before we go, let me tell you what we're going to do today.
Tell us.
We're going to start with one press on our first get up, each side, all the way down, all the way back up. Then we're going to warm up our single arm swings. Round 2, 2 presses, and we're going to warm up our cleans. Round 3, 3 presses and a get up. And we're going to warm up our switch hands for press. Oh no, we're not going to 4. We're going back down to 2 and our get ups, followed by some activities. And then set number 5. 1 press and a get up. So today we'll end up doing 10 total get ups. Get up number 1 here, clean to the rack position, press it, and full get up down. So it's that leg you can touch, drops back, steps to open, or rotate, hinges under that bell, sweeps, elbow, push away to your back. Now we come back up with a hip drive pull. A hand, a bridge sweep, press through, step forward, use the vectors up, pull the bell down, 2 hands to place the bell to the floor. Shake it out, that was 1. Now we have the other side for number 2.
So I'm just behind the bell, Lauren straight up over top, but hike it to the rack and press it overhead. Then drop that leg we can touch and open in the windmill move. Then hinge on the hip, sweep through sitting tall, find the elbow, and then press away to your back. Reverse that, so it's a hip driver extension, then our tall sit, a bridge, a sweep, press the floor away, square up lunge, and finish tall, pull down with control, and then return it back to the floor. Success, get-ups 1 and 2, that first set. And from here, as Lauren said, 1 arm swings.
So to warm up that 1 arm swing, we're going to start with our favorite drill, which is 1 hike pass, park. Then 2 stop swings, park. And then 3 continuous swings, bells go down, same thing second side. So it's a hip hinge, a grip tip, pull to zipper, park. Now pull, swing, through, park, repeat, pull. Shoulder retracted, tall at the front. Good, now 3 in a row. No put down, 1, 2, 3, park bell. If that off arm didn't know what to do, it should be swinging with you. And then if it gets lost here, bring it through and just tap the bell at the top. Swing through, little tip tap at the top. Well, once you progress, you can bring that arm to the rack position. But let's just remember to take it with us.
And stay nice and square, and that hand cue helps to do that. So here it's that 1 pull to zipper and park. Now it's a pull and a full stop swing. Returning to the floor times 2. That's our second one. And now 3 in a row. Continuous 1. Continuous 2 swings. And 3. And then our park. That single arm clean, as Lauren mentioned earlier today, adds on from that swing. Perfect the swing. Let's work on the clean in a second, but first the get up with 2 presses.
The get up with 2 presses. Let's start on that non-dominant arm if we could. So we're over top of that bell. Press 1, press 2, keep it up there. Okay, ready? Up to the rack. Press 1, pull it back down. Press 2, keep it up there. Full get up down, step back, open up, or rotate, hinge, sweep, find your elbow to your back, come back up, hip, drive, pull, find your hand, bridge, sweep, press through, square up, stand up, pull down, park bell, 3 down.
Feeling good. Number 4. 2 presses. So it's that clean again to that rack, tight to the body. Rack is that chest position, and then 1 and 2 presses. I like to narrow my base of support from there, and then drop down in the lunge, open up in that windmill, sitting tall, finding the elbow, and core brace, returning to the floor. Then drive the hip, and don't forget to squish that bug in the tall sit, and bridging and sweeping, squaring up the lunge, full body tension as always, and return it back down to the rack, and then onto the floor. That's number 2, or set 2, which is actually number 3 and 4 repetitions.
So as promised, we're going to get into that clean activity. So what we're going to do here is, yes, we're going to stand up through, park out front. Okay, we're going to have to move back a little bit. Park behind. Ian's going to take you through this one.
All right. So you could use 1 or 2 hands, and let's use 2 hands for the first one, and we can try to use our second hand off the bell for the second set. So stand over top of that bell. Grab it with a single hand. I chose my left, and I'll cuddle it with the other. Zip it straight up the body and hold. And when we place it down, place it out the back. Nope, maybe that's not what we did. And then stand up nice and tall. Place it out front. That's so much more efficient, and that's the goal we were trying to coach there. Yes, let's do what Lauren did there. But now, address that kettlebell. Stand over top, Now try that same thing, but only with one arm. So zip up the body to that rack, and we'll go through in a quiet park. That's much more like it. Let's repeat that one more time now. So we're standing over our bell. Zip it straight up the body, pushing the hips through, and then zipper and floor, and then bare-handed up. That is much more like the drill as we drew it up in our imaginations and executed here on this wonderful Tuesday. So I'm using those 2 hands for the first one, conditioning the kettlebell goes straight up the body and hold, and then hike pass, floor position, stand up. Much better. Now try it with one arm, and it's the hips that get that kettlebell up, and then return it to the floor. The quieter, the better. And one more time here, same thing, straight over the kettlebell, zip up, hold, and return. Perhaps something subtle, you can't see it or hear it, but when you make those transitions, look for a jumping sound or feel of the kettlebell in the hand. That'll save your forearm from bruising, and it'll add to the efficiency of the move as well.
All right, next we're going to do a second cleaning drill here today before our next round of get-ups. And what I'd like to do is revisit similar to the swing drill without the first round. So we're going to do 2 stop cleans. So we'll take the bell through to the rack position, put it back on the floor. Do that again. Then we're going to take the bell to the rack, through to the rack, through to the rack. So 2 stops, 3 continuous. Hip hinge, grip tip, pull. Clean it, through, park it. Repeat, pull, clean it, through, park it. Now pull clean, through, don't put it down, back to a clean again. Don't put it down, back to a clean. Now through, park. Good. Up without, we'll do that same routine on the other side. So use your hinge, pull clean, and then through and park, soft landing, pull clean. If that's landing is soft, it means that shoulder is packed and retracted. Now clean, and then clean again. Hips do this, you just guide the bell. Through, park.
Thank you for those finessing tips on my drill and on that exercise right there. Set number 3, 3 presses. This will be the most presses that we do today as a team. So it's 3 presses, followed by the down phase of the get up. And which arm are you going to start with there, Lauren?
My right.
All right, me too. So get it into that rack position. Full core brace as always, and a press. Breathe in on the down, exhale up, sniff in down, exhale up, that's 3 for me. Then, leg we can touch, descend. Windmill, look at that kettlebell or towards the ceiling with it in your peripheral vision, and then find the elbow and return to your back. Now drive the hip, sit tall. It's a bridge and a sweep. Press the floor away. Square up the lunge, standing tall, and then return it to the rack, and then back to the floor quietly. Nice. And shake. Those time under tension techniques, adding some presses together, full body tension with the get up. We love it. Thanks for being here.
All right, same thing, second side. This is get up number 6, bringing you over the hump. Use your hinge, pull it to the rack. 1, 2, 3, bell stays up, full get up to the floor. Take your time. You're moving around and under that bell as you sweep, elbow, back. Use that hip drive, pull on the elbow, find the hand, bridge sweep, press through, square up, stand up, pull bell down, and park.
Nice.
Nice.
We've cleaned. We've swung. And we're actually going to go back to that one arm swing and just work on some nice switches. So imagine this right here. Take a single arm swing and single arm kettlebell out front. Now grab it and switch, and then hike it and swing it out front again. Now grab it. Now do 2 repetitions in a row, and on that second one we'll switch. 2 repetitions in a row, and on that second one switch. Let's do that we switch on number 1s, number 2s, and number 3s, followed by our park. Making sense? I think I got that right that time. So I'll be holding with my right arm to start, and I'll be switching on the very first repetition out front. So a hike, and a switch, and another switch. And now 2 in a row. Switch on 2, 2 again, and switch on 2. And now 3,
and switch on 2.
and 2, and switch on that third, and 3, and 2, and switch on 3, and then a park. We could go hand-to-hand switches. We could pull it. I didn't get to see you, Lauren. Which one did you do?
I did pretty good until I just put it down. I didn't do that last switch.
Hand-to-hand.
I did overhand.
Me too.
I tend to do overhand, but hand to palm is also fine. Just make sure you never switch in here.
Right on.
Always switching out front, because if you were to miss, the bell would go down out there, not down on those little toesies. Let's do the same thing one more time, but let's do 3, 2, 1 this time to spice it up. And let's start with that second arm. So it's a hinge, a pull, a 1, 2, switch, 1, 2, switch, 1, switch, 1, switch, switch, maybe switch, park. Nice.
Nice. I like that drill. Just gets that nice flow going, and as you go forward with the practice, we'll end up switching back and forth, perhaps not even putting that bell down. Not even ever. Let's not worry about that right now. We're going up to 3 presses. We're on our way back down. So let's go 2 presses per side with a get up in between.
I'm starting this set with that non-dominant arm here. As we pick the bell up, pull it to the rack. Press 1, up, and then press 2. Keep it up there. Full get up down. Rotating again under and around that bell. Sweep, elbow, back, and we're up again. Using that hip drive, sweeping through, getting to the lunge, wheelie, sitting up smoothly, pulling the bell down, and parking.
Nice. We have 2 sides. Other side now is those 2 repetitions of our press. So hike it to rack, a full body tension, the breath in on the down phase, yep, full up. Then the leg that you can touch drops. Taking your time and making sure every phase is hit, like the tall sit, like the elbow, and then the back with a quick pause. Then drive through the hip, tall sit, the bridge, the sweep, Avoid muddying those positions together, like I am my words here, and just stand up nice and tall. Pull to the rack, and then back down to the floor. We have swung with one arm, we have cleaned with one arm, and I think here we're going to alternate back and forth just to get the sense of what a long lever out front is for the swing, and a nice tight one is for that clean.
Excellent. So let's do similar to Ian's drill, but this. We're going to swing one, and then we're going to clean one, and then we're going to swing through switch. Swing one, clean one, swing through switch, clean, swing one, clean one, swing through switch, swing, clean. So just singles of each before rounds. All right, hip hinge, grip tip, pull, swing, clean, through swing, switch, out front, swing, clean, swing through, switch out front, swing, clean, swing through switch, swing, clean, and we'll just park this bell now on the floor. Excellent.
Nice.
Feels good? Mm-hmm. We should do one more round.
Okay.
This time, let's do the number 2. We'll do swing, swing, clean, clean, swing through switch, swing, swing, clean, clean, park bell. We still have to finish with some squats today. Lots to do. One thing, maybe I'm just buying myself some time. Our swing through switch is not a swing, it's just a switch. It's its own thing.
It's this thing.
All right?
Okay, twos.
Twos. So swing, swing, clean, clean. Swing through switch, doesn't count as anything. Swing, swing, clean, clean, park.
Woo. Nice. It's sweaty here today. Those full body workouts, it's coming up on that half hour, just a couple more things to do. Final press, final get down up. That's left and right sides. And it's that squat challenge to finish. Let's get ready. Let's start with our presses here. So clean it up to that rack. What has been the hardest part of this get up here today? Was it the initial press? Was it the hip drive on the way up? Take your time, work through those phases. We're on the ground already. Now drive the hip, sit tall, bridge and sweep. Press away the floor, square up the lunge and tall stand, and return it to the rack, and return it to the floor. Nice. I too like those 2 hands on the dismount there. Pack the shoulders, keep it nice and safe, nice and easy. One more time, Lauren.
All right, same thing, other side. Back to that rack position. And one last press today. Hip hop. One last get up, down. Lunge. Open. Hinge. Sweep. Elbow. Back half get up to number 10. Elbow. Hand. Sweep. Press through. Square up. Stand up. Pull down. Park bell.
So one day it might be that swing, clean, squat, press combination. But today let's go back to a 2-handed squat variation and finish with how many sets?
3.
Woo! 3 sets of 5. Knowing that number and knowing how I felt about last week, I'm going to mix up my bell a little bit.
And I'm not.
But if Lauren said 5, I might not mix up that bell. Let's go, I go, you go here, as Lauren's team goes first or second.
I'll go first.
Okay, 5 repetitions of that squat. We can zip it up, and this time, hold the bottom of the kettlebell down. It is a little bit harder than holding it bottom up like earlier. From here, it's 5 reps. It's pulling ourselves down and pressing ourselves back up to tall. That's got to be close to 5. So let's go, team. 5 reps for us too.
Whew. As we have that bell in that goblet position, think about ripping it apart. You're engaging those lats there. You're keeping that chest lifted as to not tip forward. You're trying to get your butt past those knees, but be safe and do what works for you.
So that butt past the knees and the being safe, meaning keeping the tailbone anteriorly tipped, or super subtly tipped like the cow, avoiding the rounding shape through the spine. Although when you get down so low in a pistol squat, that might happen. But here, aim to keep the load on the hips and protect your low back.
We're also thinking about how we mount this and dismount. So making sure you're using that hinge or that squat position to do both or either. You're not doing both when you do either.
Squats and hinges are very good, but avoid those hybrid species. Save that for the New York Times. Zorse, which is a good game, but save that hybrid for here. So this is our third and final set. It's a breath in on the down, our hip extension up. Can't tell perhaps, but Lauren's toes are heavy. Can't tell, but Lauren's abs are engaged. And you're finished. One more set for us.
So Team Lauren, we're taking a break. Breathing in and out of the nose. Shaking out those legs. Can we get loose after all that tension? Excuse me. Apparently sneezes happen after squats. Last round for Team Ian there.
Nice.
And you too.
Also shake it out.
Let's just do that before we leave. Shake out your wrists. Shake out your forearms. Shake out your biceps. Shake out your shoulders. Shake out your uppers. Shake out your lowers. Shake out your quads.
I didn't think you'd be doing this today.
Your calves. Great.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us on week 2 of a 7-week series to get us to the end of this year with our kettlebell practice. If you missed one at this time, it's always in the archive. Just make sure you like and subscribe.
Normally there's 3 sessions a week online, but lately we haven't been doing that as much. There's definitely going to be 2. Stay tuned for a midweek episode, whether it's live or in the archive. And please feel free to join us 8 o'clock Eastern time here as we record live on Saturday morning. We're Play with Our Strength with bodyweight skills, culminating in the funnest pursuit of all, the most fun pursuit of all, the handstand.
Until next time, take care.
Stay strong.
And let's train soon.
Have a good night.
Goodbye.